Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode 74, and today we're returning with two big games of our lines in the Europa League and the FA Cup, as we face Wolfsburg at the Den in the second leg of our second knockout round tie in the Europa League, then Arsenal away in the FA Cup quarter-final at the Emirates Stadium. Before we play the games though, shout out to Carabao Cup winners Millwall have been getting on off camera. And yes, I did feel the need to add that Carabao Cup winners part to the intro because finally we have something other than dust in the trophy cabinet at the Den. Of course, we missed the last episode uploaded this morning. We beat Chelsea by 3-0 in the Carabao Cup final to pick up our first piece of silverware in the save, and I was absolutely delighted. So 4 games off camera since then, and we started with an incredible victory away at Old Trafford by 3-0 against Manchester United. And this was one of those games where you have them in your RTG saves. Normally it takes you quite a while before you can battle and compete with the big boys in the top tier of whatever country you're managing in, but this was the game which was sort of a statement game which made me think, do you know what, maybe we can compete with these boys now. You know, beating Chelsea 3-0 in the final and then United 3-0 away. Luiz got our first goal 23 minutes in, then Benga scored a quick fire double in the space of 6 minutes, first in the 35th and then the 41st minute just before the break to make it 2 and then 3-0. A brilliant first half display, absolutely pitch perfect other than Allsop getting an injury in the early stages. Although Benga did blow his chance at a hat-trick and collecting the match ball later on, David De Gea saving a penalty, but it didn't take away from a brilliant performance, a 3-0 victory, and again back-to-back 3-0 wins against Chelsea and then Manchester United away. Incredible victories, and again statement games really, now making me believe maybe we can be a top 4 caliber team. But then following that, we lost 2-1 at home to Burnley, so you know, football's a funny old game. Taking on Burnley, of course, who edged out Aberdeen on Thursday night in the Europa League playoffs in real life. We fell behind 30 minutes into this game before Marek Kuchar, the club captain, put us back on level terms on the stroke of the hour, making it 1-1. But this is a really balanced game though. Burnley came to the Den, not fazed by the pressure. They were attacking us at will. They were going for a winning goal, not settling for a point. Later on they were pressing, both teams were pressing, and in the end it was the away side who got the victory. Josh Sargent making it 2-1 with 7 minutes to go, giving the Clarets the lead and the eventual win as they got the victory by 2-1. So a bad defeat there. I felt we needed a response after our first defeat in, was it 8 games? I think it was, and we got it with a 2-0 victory away in Germany against Wolfsburg in the first leg of our Europa League second knockout round. We knew it was going to be a tough tie, this one against Wolfsburg. It started off very tough indeed, but we took the lead 43 minutes in. Bit of a howler from the goalkeeper, allowed Benga to score at the second attempt to make it 1-0, and later on in the game Wolfsburg were pressing and pressing and pushing and pushing, huffing and puffing, trying to knock the door down and get themselves an equalising goal, and on the counter, who else but Julian Benga would bag his brace and score a crucial second away goal. A quick breakaway, Pingu down the left, released Benga in the centre, who made it 2-0 as we collected a massive victory away in Germany to take back to the second leg of the Den, which of course you'll see today. And the final game of Carroll was back in the Premier League away from home against Bournemouth, and we won by 5-0. Now I fielded a weakened side for this game because this came on Monday and we're of course playing on Thursday, so just a 3-day rest for us, 2-day rest for us after the game. I got my boys fit for the second leg against Wolfsburg, and I was very surprised by this result. 5-0 already. Now they scored our first, an own goal was our second, and Benjamin scored in the break, just before the break, sorry, to make it 2-0, and then later on in the second half, Paulo scored his first goal for the club, 8 minutes before the end, and then Mauro with a minute to go wrapped up the 3-pointer, a tap-in, basically on the goal line in a 5-0 victory, which I was pretty stunned by. I did not expect that, but I guess I wasn't too surprised by the clean sheet because as you can see right now, our defensive record in recent weeks has been incredible. We've only conceded 3 goals in the past 10 games, I think it is. We've been absolutely watertight at the back, and that was the return of Pekovic in that game as well, who has been out with a broken rib since the start of the year. So, yeah, 2 games today, Wolfsburg and Arsenal in the Europa League and the FA Cup quarter-final. Before we do that, I'll show you the Premier League table. As you can see, due to the big win against Manchester United, we closed the gap on them to just 4 points. We're in 5th place right now, and we do have a game in hand on Mourinho's men as well. So, we're still on the outside looking in. We have been ever since we dropped out of the top 4, but we're there. We're very, very close indeed, and it's going to be a frantic finale to the Premier League, no doubt about it. We know for a fact we're not in a title race, that's for sure, but there's no reason we couldn't sneak 4th. It is going to be very tight though. There's 3 teams outside, us, Everton, Liverpool, who all have a good chance of making the top 4. Now, just for the first game today against Wolfsburg, one other thing to report. We have had a new academy batch, a new youth intake, if you will, and some new boys arriving in our youth squad. The best player is this guy, Phil Stevens, a centre-back, and I'm not too optimistic about the future. I've said before, when it comes down to academy intakes in FM, most of the time you don't really get that many good players, if any at all, year after year. We've had our generation player in Clinton Webster. He's the star. He's the only amazing player we'll get out of the academy in the entire city, that's for sure. You know, Brito could be alright. It's a player called Nana, who's at the academy on loan at Sunderland right now. But for the most part, in 9.5 years, if you get one player like that, that's considered success. You know, for me, that is considered massive success if you can get one player like this out of the academy. So, we wasn't expecting much, didn't get anyone good, and that's pretty much what you got to expect year after year in FM from the academy intake. But first game is Wolfsburg. We are indeed at home. We won the first leg by 2-0, so feeling very confident making it through to the quarterfinals. But that's how I felt last year in the quarterfinals against Benfica, taking the 2-goal lead back to the Den. And of course, we ended up losing the tie and going out and not breaking the semis. But we're lined up in a 4-2-3-1. It is a very strong lineup, taking absolutely no chances. And this is our team for the game right now on the injury report. Just a Dream is currently out with a groin strain, although also he's just returning, and Petkovic will be on the bench as he's only played one game since the injury. So Lunen's in goal, but for retirement, Maori, Ferencik and Ranieri, and in midfield duos Dobby and McKennie. Attacking midfield trio, Louise on left, Webster on the right, and O'Reilly in the middle. He's been called up for the England squad, by the way, and Benka leading the line tonight. And on the bench, Petkovic, Benjamin, Bree, Paolo, Pingu, Marek, and John Reliable Black, just in case we need him as well. So first game is the second leg against Wolfsburg. Let's get the job done and get through to the quarters. Only Maori started on Monday night, so unsurprisingly, he's the one with the worst conditioning out there. I don't know why we had to play on Monday as well. In the Europa League, in the Premier League, there's a rule that the team that plays in the Europa League will play on this Sunday. But for some reason, we're on Monday night, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for us in terms of our sharpness out there. But either way, hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. We had a brilliant first leg result. And again, I am feeling very confident. I think we get just one goal tonight, that should do it. That'll give us a big cushion of 3 goals. But again, 2 goals might not be enough. Wolfsburg got a really good team out there. It was a very balanced game in the first leg. This could be the same. But it's a good chance early for us on the counter. Webster down the right-hand side, takes it around to number 6. He's got 2 men to aim for in the middle. He's got to pick one of them out. It's Julian Benker off the post, and a golden chance on the counter is spurned. That would have been the perfect start to the game. Benker with the post, still 0-0. Let's keep it up, though. I want a goal in this first half. Give us some more breathing room as Benker goes through, and the shot is tipped over the bar for a corner. It's also worth noting as well, we've scored 39 goals in the competition this season, and that is one shy of the current record for most goals scored, as Webster fires it just wide. So 2 more goals and we set a new record. We had the chance to do that last season, if you remember, but we were beaten by Benfica in the quarters, and that ended the chance of setting a new record. I'd love to set a new record for most goals scored. That would be fantastic, but it's still 0-0. I don't mind if this game does finish 0-0, as long as we do make it through to the quarterfinals. So Maori on the ball. We've played better in the first half in terms of creating chances. Benker receives it just inside the Wolfsburg halves, gets going down the right-hand side. Men to him in the middle, and that's Louise, Webster and O'Reilly coming in, headed away. It will come back to Matt, called up for the England squad. He will play it out wide towards Josh Timon. Through to Louise. The Brazilian takes it in a stride, crosses, Benker is there. Great save, and Webster off the post. And for the second time in 34 minutes, we're at the same post, and it's still 0-0. Very good first half display, but I want a goal to settle some nerves. Obviously, our recent success has been built on our fantastic defence, but I can see Wolfsburg scoring tonight. If they get 1, then we're going to start to sweat a little bit, because O'Reilly wins it back here. We've had a very good first half. All that's missing is the goal to put us in front. Dobby's pass is poor, McKennie wins it back, and O'Reilly will slide it back to the Romanian, out wide towards Josh, and now Timon into Matt. O'Reilly on the ball, plays it long towards Louise, down left-hand side. Benker's in the middle. Surely this time we're going to capitalise. Cross the middle. Benker flicks on. Webster is there. Brilliant save. And cleared by the German side as well. All that's missing from this first half has been the goal. But across the middle, Benker heads it wide. We've been excellent going forward, creating chance after chance, dominating the possession. But we head into the break still tied at 0-0. And we might rue missing all these chances. Against Arsenal on the weekend, I want to field a weakened side. Yes, of course, reaching Wembley again, getting to the FA Cup semi-finals, that would be fantastic. But what's most important to me now is trying to finish in the top 4 place and progressing in the Europa League as well. So the FA Cup now is our lowest priority. Tonight I've picked a very strong lineup, if not our strongest lineup, especially in this system, because I want the job to be complete. There's half an hour to go though, still 0-0. All that's missing is the goal from this performance. We've played very well out there. We just need one goal, and that'll do it. Free kick for the Lions. Luis takes it, and off the crossbar. And for the third time tonight, we strike the frame of the goal. I can't believe this is still 0-0. Well, Wolfsburg needed to score at least twice tonight. Thankfully, our defence has once again been absolutely perfect. But I want that goal. Luis, Benker, Webster, and there it is, finally. At the 29th time of asking, Clinton and Webster fires it home, and there's the goal to equal the record of 40 goals scored in a single Europa League campaign. That was set by Spurs. I checked it out before the game, and now we've equalled it, and we're one goal away from setting a new record. Luis down left, cross the middle, Benker flicks it on, and there's Webster with a finish. 1-0 Millwall, we're through to the quarters. Thank goodness for that. I just kept thinking to myself, worst case scenario, miss all those chances, Wolfsburg get a late one, and it's going to be deja vu just like last season. They'll get one in stoppage time, and well, that wouldn't knock us out on the away goals, but it'll force extra time. But then, of course, they'd have the advantage. Knowing one away goal more would mean that we're in deep trouble. But that's all over then. A 1-0 victory. We are indeed through to the next round. And again, talk about the defence. Discussed it pre-game. Fantastic at the moment, absolutely brilliant. We just don't concede. That's another game without a goal conceded, another clean sheet picked up for the boys. That's now just 3 goals conceded and 11 in all competitions. Absolutely fantastic. So what we'll do just for the Arsenal game as well is we'll draw the Europa League quarter-final tie as well. That's going to come today on Friday, and we'll find out who we're facing. Of course, last year it took on the Portuguese side Benfica, and let's find out who it's going to be then. So Europa League quarter-finals, who are we taking on in the last 8? So Benfica not there, no Portuguese side there actually this time. And well, there's obviously some very big names left in there, and I got a bad feeling it's going to be Milan. I think I thought that was what the tie was going to be in the last round. I got a bad feeling it's going to be Milan. Bilbao versus Spurs the first tie, final Lazio the next one. And there it is. I thought it might be. It's AC Milan in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. So Manchester United versus Sevilla will be the final tie drawn. I thought we'd face them at some stage in this year's Europa League. I really did. I just had a bad feeling we'd get drawn against them at some point in the knockout stages. And it's coming to quarterfinals. So AC Milan in the quarterfinals. It's going to be a great tie. It's going to be a great tie, no doubt about it. But that's the one team I was desperate to avoid. So Milan in the quarterfinals. Oh, bring them on, but I can't see us making the semis now. And also there's your confirmation of the record as well. Spurs have scored 40 goals back in the 2020 season, and we've now equalled that this season, which means that one more goal, if we can get it against Milan over those 2 legs, we'll see us set the new record for most goals in a Europa League campaign. So hopefully we'll be able to do that, but I mean, that's going to be tough enough on its own, let alone getting through the tie. It's the one team I really wanted to avoid was AC Milan. That's the one team we got. Typical. So moving on to the FA Cup quarter-final then, as they take on Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium. Not one bit confident of making it through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, especially because we're fielding a very weakened lineup for the game, and we're yet to beat Arsenal in the save as well. We'll see what we can do though, and it's just a chance really for the backup brigade to impress. Like I said, we won the Carabao Cup this season. That's good enough for me domestically in terms of the cups, and we go into a top 4 place and a place in Europa League semis as well, as we'll take on Milan in the quarters. This is our lowest priority now, so no surprises, weak lineup for the game and going to the 4-2-4, and this will be our team. Pekovic is back in goal, second appearance since returning from those broken ribs, and back for a Chilwell, also back from injury, Benjamin and Jamesbury. Koulibaly and Paolo are our CMs, with Pingu and O'Connell on the wings, and up top together already Naldo and Marek Kuchar. On the bench, Woodman, McKennie, Ahumada, O'Reilly, Menji Mane, and John Black as well. Second game, it's Arsenal. I'm expecting us to lose, but you never know. Come on, you Lions. There is an international break after the game, but I don't want to burn my players out really playing them in quick succession, as Valena makes it 1-0 25 seconds in, and it is the worst possible start as we trail early at the Emirates Stadium. I just know that winning the Carabao Cup now, that guarantees a place in Europa League. So 5th, 6th or 7th, it doesn't matter now. We've guaranteed at least a place in Europa League next season. So the FA Cup is now pretty much meaningless. You can't qualify with the Champions League by winning the FA Cup. So it's not a competition we're worried about at all. Yeah, domestic double in the Cup and the Carabao Cup as well would be fantastic, but it's not important now. We've won 1 trophy domestically in the Cups. That's enough for me this season. So yeah, this really doesn't matter to me too much, but hopefully we'll pick ourselves up after conceding just 25 seconds in and at least make sure this game remains competitive. But already a goal down. This could be a very long afternoon for our backup brigade out there. I can see Arsenal putting the sword to us and embarrassing us here at the Emirates Stadium. Here's Isaac on the ball through to Katie Palmer. Palmer finds Panda down the left-hand side, back towards Postma into Will Hughes. Now back towards Palmer. Palmer's passing sets by Koulibaly. Maybe a chance on the break here as Mamadou finds Ready Now down left-hand side. And Ready Now finds Marek Kuchar, who finds a bit of space. Oh, just wide the post, still 1-0. And now a chance for Arsenal to attack on the counter down left-hand side. Panda on the ball, finds Vilena, who scored there first. Nice ball to Reece Nelson, who literally always scores against me every time we face Arsenal. Vilena with a goal and now an assist, and Nelson, he started the game, so I knew at some point was going to find the back of the net. It's taken him 14 minutes. Lovely quick break by Arsenal down left-hand side. Panda takes it inside, finds Vilena. Lovely through ball that to split the defence. Nelson would have finished 2-0, and already quarter of an hour in, I feel like the game's done. Arsenal are the only big team we haven't beaten in this save in the Premier League. They're the one team that we just don't have an answer for at the moment. It was first Manchester City, now it's Arsenal. And 23 minutes in, they're looking for a third goal here. Koulibaly heads away that cross, and O'Connell is there. But it's been a very bad start. It's no less than we expect, really. It's a backup team out there. It's a weakened team. Yeah, there's some players that would normally start, such as Petkovic and Allsop and Paolo and Marek as well. But for the most part, it's not our strongest lineup. This was to be expected. As Nelson's through, it's 3-0. But I didn't think it was going to be this bad 23 minutes in. Nelson with his second, 3-0 down. Awful first half showing. What was I talking about in the Wolfsburg game afterwards and before it? How good has our defence been? Only 3 goals conceded in 11 games. Well, it's been 3 goals conceded 23 minutes into this one. Nelson with another 3-0 down. And I don't care, man. We've won the Carabao Cup. Forget the FA Cup. Who needs it? But I'd rather not see it become 4-0. And we almost did there, that shot into the side netting. This has been an abysmal start. I was thinking, this is a chance out there for the backup brigade. Prove to me why you deserve to start against Milan at the San Siro. Well, none of them at the moment are doing themselves any justice. This is not going to do our morale any favours whatsoever. This is really, really not good for us as Marek's on the ball and does slide it through to Reginaldo. Maybe a chance for a goal back and a route back into the game perhaps. Well, wishful thinking possibly, but we'll certainly take it. Lovely assist by the club captain, and Reginaldo, who to be fair this season has not done as bad as I might have made him out to have been at the start of the campaign. He's not really played as well as I was hoping when we first signed him any season, but this year he's not done too badly for us. The Brazilian through one-on-one, keeps composure, makes it 3-1, and you never know, there's a long way to go. We could possibly be back in the game. Although that is highly unlikely, and as Arsenal look for a 4th goal here, they've got it. Casey Palmer with a wonderful goal, and that mini spark of optimism has quickly been put out by a wonderful goal by Arsenal's number 7. Casey Palmer with a wonderful strike. I tried to sign him 2 years ago, but he opted to go elsewhere. He's now at the Gunners, and he's made it 4-1. Benjamin heads away, but Casey on the volley. Look at that. Wonderful strike, makes it 4-1. Hopes dashed quickly. That's it, we're definitely out now. Who needs the FA Cup? We've won the Carabao Cup. That's enough for me for at least 2 or 3 seasons. But it's Ready now on the ball, going through, and is denied by Saxby, who keeps it at 4-1. There's still time. There's still plenty of time for us to get back in this game. And to be fair, when you look at the stats, we've not exactly played poorly. It's just, ironically, our defense has been atrocious today, considering the fact of late it's been our main strength. But anyway, still 4-1. You never know. There's plenty of time. And we have started this second half off quite strong, to be fair. Arsenal have gone to a 4-3-3 holding with no wingers but 3 central strikers. And as we're playing a 4-2-4, that's going to give us a lot of joy down the flanks as Pingu crosses from the left. And O'Connell's header goes just over the bar. You know, if we keep on exploiting those flanks, then we do give ourselves a chance of possibly whipping in some cross to the centre where Marek and Ready now they could possibly take advantage. Here is the latter on the ball, who will cross into Marek, headed over Jimenez, and Vilena flicks on. But at the moment, if we just keep on distributing that ball out wide, we'll give ourselves some chances. O'Connell on the ball finds Bree, down this right flank, lovely through ball to O'Connell, who crosses Ready now, who's there and right on cue, we have got a goal back. So half an hour to go, 4-2, Ready now bags his brace, and that's exactly what we need to do from now on. Just keep on exploiting those flanks. We do have exploit the left and the right flank on in our tactic instructions. And we've now made it 4-2. And we're 2 goals away from levelling it. Lovely ball by Bree. O'Connell with a cross. Ready now to a brilliant finish. 4-2. Game back on. How the time is going to run out on us then. And to be fair, we did well to make the scoreline respectable, coming back from 3 goals down on 2 separate occasions to at least again reduce the deficit. But it is Arsenal who get the win, and a deserved win as well. 3 clear-cut opportunities compared to our 1, 18 attempts compared to 15. I didn't think we played badly though, and for a backup brigade, not a bad performance at all. But it is 4 goals conceded after a really good defensive run. But we'll say to the boys, we're the underdogs out there and you gave your best. Good effort, lads. And a few players delighted with that. So we'll criticise the defence individually. We've angered Achilmada for that, but he's leaving anyway. But regardless, not a terrible performance. We expected to lose regardless. That's it then, we're at the FA Cup as we expected. And our run comes to an end in the quarter-final stages. So that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. Big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, please drop a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated. And your little channel as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic Saturday night. And we'll return tomorrow. And it's got to be the AC Milan doubleheader, right? No question. I think what we'll do is we'll play the Milan doubleheader and we'll play the Leicester game off camera in the next episode, and I'll just show you the highlights for the second leg. So yeah, next episode out tomorrow, either the morning or the afternoon, and it's the Milan doubleheader, first leg away at the San Siro, and the second leg at the Den as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome evening. Much love, and I'll see you for that Milan doubleheader. I'm so excited tomorrow. Bye.